Welcome to today's video guide on how to fill out the Switzerland Schengen visa application form. If you're planning to visit Switzerland, this step-by-step tutorial will help you complete the form accurately and easily. Note that I'm going to fill this form for main applicant, which is usually the husband or wife, or maybe if you are a sole traveler. This is only for main applicant. I will post another video for the dependent applicant, and if you have kids, for them too. The first step is to obtain the application form. You can download it from the website of the Swiss Embassy or consulate in your country, or the Swiss Federal Department of Foreign Affairs. I download it from just Google search. An English version. Make sure you have the most recent version of the form to avoid any confusion. So this application form is free. Especially, so-called agents who like to help you filling these forms will ask for money. Be careful. Before you start filling out the form, take the time to read the instructions provided. They will guide you through the requirements and guidelines for completing the form correctly. This is an important step to ensure your application is successful. Okay, let's begin the process. Schengen visa application form for Switzerland. First part. If you have any family member, usually a first cousin, then you need to take care of those sections. I will guide you through them too. Sometimes people can obtain an invitation letter from their relatives who lives in EU countries. That's a huge advantage. But this video is for all. Let's begin. Now let's move on to providing your personal information. Get your passport. It will help you. Remember to write capital letters, legibly, and double check for any errors. Passport has the surname or family name written correctly. Don't change any letter from the passport. If your name changed after birth like your surname, mention it here. For an example, after marriage, if you have taken the name from your partner, fill it here accordingly. Then section 3. First names. It means all your names other than surname. As per passport, type all your other names here. Section 4. As requested, date of birth should be day, dash, month, dash, year. Remember to use the format with dash. Take your passport again. For section 5, 6, 7. According to passport, let's fill those. Place of birth, country of birth, current nationality. For nationality, if your nationality changed after birth, like if you have dual citizenship, for current nationality, write the recent one in section 7 upper box and the old one in next box. Make sure to attach a copy of that passport and citizenship documents when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. Then, section 8 and 9. Your sex and civil status. For my example, I'm gonna go with male and married. After that you comes to section 10. It requires for parental authorization. It's basically for children. I'll get back to it in my next video for kids. So, adults skip it. Section 11. National identity number. Write the recent one or the old one if you have given by the government. Make sure to attach a copy of that national identity card when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. Make sure to attach a copy of that marriage certificate when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. For minors, you need a birth certificate. Make sure to attach a copy of that birth certificate, English translated, when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. Next, you will need to fill in the details of your passport. This includes your passport number, date of issue, and expiration date. It's important to note that your passport should be valid for at least 3 months beyond your intended stay in Switzerland. Ordinary passport. Passport number. Date as per given format. Can you remember that format? And last issued country. Make sure to attach a copy of that passport when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. So the section 17 and 18 is only for applicants who are a relative in EU membership countries. If you are traveler like me, with no one in EU, just skip it. If you have any, fill those. Surname, first names and date of birth, according to their passports, and the relationship you have with them. Make sure to attach a copy of that passport and relationship docs when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. Section 19. Make sure to fill the home address where you are residing. The resident home address. No need to fill your home address in the passport. This passport address and the section 19 home address are not correlated. Actually, if you are residing in a different place other than your passport address, it's completely normal. You just have to be able to provide a bill or proof of this address which has to be associated with your name. The consulate will look into this address bar. If you are in a rented place, at least try to get a phone bill with that address. And also an email address that is working and you have access. Because the governing body will send an email when your visa is ready. Also the residing country's phone number. Actually you can ask to send an SMS too, if the visa is ready. Make sure to attach a copy of something where you can prove your residency, such as a phone bill or even your residence permit, when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. So, for section 20, if you have a resident permit, fill it here. Make sure that this permit is valid at least 3 months after your planned arrival date. Make sure to attach a copy of that resident permit when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. So, next 2 sections. If you are working, fill those. In this section, you will fill in your employment details, including your occupation, employer's name and address, and office contact number. You'll also need to demonstrate your financial means to support yourself during your stay in Switzerland, such as bank statements for past 6 months or a sponsorship letter. Since you are the main applicant, you should fill those. This is how you tell the authority that, I can manage my travel and please give me my visa. Make sure to attach a copy of that contract of employment when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. In this next section, you will provide information about your travel plans. Specify the purpose and duration of your visit to Switzerland, along with your planned arrival and departure dates. If you're visiting other Schengen countries, make sure to mention them as well. Purpose of travel is tourism. No additional information is required. Section 25, main destination and if there's any other countries you visit included here. Arrival country if it is a EU country. For section 27, always request a single entry even if you are traveling back and forth within EU countries. If you travel like Switzerland, Russia and back to Switzerland, then request 2 or multiple entries. Single entry will have a priority as per my experience. Sometimes even if you request single entry, they will give you 2 or multiple entries. Then landing date and departure date. Landing date to the above mentioned Schengen country is what they are requesting. And the departure date means the date that you are leaving Schengen area. These dates may not be your full vacation, but make sure to enter the dates when you are within the EU countries. Make sure to attach a copy of that travel plan when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. Travel plan or travel itinerary is a mandatory document that you should submit. I will make another video of how to make a travel plan too. Section 28, if you have already traveled to Schengen countries, then fill that visa information from your passport. If not, just blank over here. Make sure to attach a copy of that visa when you hand over these documents to the VFS or consulate. Then again, what about your arrival? If you are residing in another country, fill your entry permit, which is your residence permit issued country, and the validity dates in section 29. As I told you before, your residence permit should be valid at least 3 months after your arrival to the residence country. If you are traveling from your home country and come back there, no need to fill those areas. The next section is if you have an invitation. Section 30 is for if you have an invitation from a resident in EU country. It might be a company or a relative. Fill their details here. Since I don't have any, I left them blank. Then, section 32. How do you plan to travel your costs? Since you are the main applicant, cross the applicant himself. And by cash, credit card, and prepaid accommodations and travel tickets. These are mandatory. Since you are the one responsible for your travel. Show them that you have planned all. Don't fill by a sponsor if you don't have any invitation or you are the main applicant. This section is only if somebody is sponsoring for you. Read all the details in the last page. In summary, it says visa fee is non-refundable if the visa is rejected. The second one is about the insurance. I will take about the insurance later. The last section indicate that if you provide any false information in the application, visa would be rejected. Then at last, write the location where you submit the application. Don't write the date until you visit the place. And wait to sign this until you visit the application submitting center. Don't forget to do these when submitting the application. Travel insurance is a crucial requirement. Provide information about your travel insurance coverage, including the name of the insurance company, policy number, coverage dates, and the required coverage amount, which is a minimum of €30,000. Attach a recent passport-sized photograph to the application form in the designated space. Don't paste it. Don't forget to sign the form as well. Make sure the photograph meets the required specifications and the signature is clear. Now, gather all the required supporting documents as specified in the application form or on the embassy's website. Also the documents I mentioned here. These may include your passport, travel itinerary, accommodation bookings, financial documents, travel insurance, proof of employment, and any other relevant documents. Before submitting your application, review the completed form and all the supporting documents to ensure accuracy and completeness. It's a good idea to make copies of all the documents for your reference. Once you're satisfied, submit the application form and pay the required visa application fee, if applicable. Remember to visit the official website of the relevant Swiss diplomatic mission for the most accurate and up-to-date information. We wish you the best of luck with your visa application. Please note that this is just a sample, and you can modify and customize it as per your needs. Congratulations! You've now learned how to fill out the Switzerland Schengen visa application form. If you need help, email me.